Hi, Roy here on my channel Roy Reads Anything. Anything including occasional forays into the world of modern horror. So, we live in a town of gingerbread.
We do.
I don't mean it's not like the buildings aren't like made of gingerbread. Obviously, it wouldn't have the structural integrity to make large constructions out of, especially with the amount of rain we have. So yes, it's a gingerbread town because it's part of our history here in Ormskirk. Nathaniel Hawthorne, travelling through in the 1850s, noted Ormskirk is famous for its gingerbread, which women sell to the railway passengers at sixpence for a rouleau of a dozen little cakes. And these days, as part of that sort of heritage hook to hang things on, if you arrive at the station, you're welcomed by a gingerbread man. These little gingerbread figures are dotted throughout the town. There's a gingerbread festival every summer. All of which is very cosy and not scary at all, although our friend Jennie did once see one of those gingerbread men apparently captive inside a building with no mouth. And there is a mural of gingerbread in Wetherspoons that looks like a bad acid trip combined with a sugar rush. And at Christmas, the habit of suspending gingerbread figures around the clock tower at each of the four cardinal points does look like some sort of dire warning. But gingerbread, nice. And it was the gingerbread festival last Sunday. But I was a bit poorly and it was raining, so didn't go. But I wanted to do something gingerbready to sort of be within the, support the vibe of the town. So I thought, is there a gingerbread themed book I can read? An adult book, I didn't want to read the little gingerbread boy being chased and eventually killed and eaten. That's obviously for children. But I did find a novel, The Gingerbread Men by Joanna Corrance, which was fantastic, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So, The Gingerbread Men, Joanna Corrance. Here's the basic setup. There's a couple at a Christmas market in Edinburgh, and just doing normal things, Christmas shopping. And the man, Eric, who's first person narrator of the book, sees a woman a few yards away who beckons. He doesn't know her, but she beckons to him, and he just goes over to her and goes off with her. It seems like the most natural and unavoidable thing to do in the world. There's no debate about it, he just has to do it. So he goes off, leaves his fiancée there. They get in a taxi and she takes him back to her hotel that she owns up in the Highlands. So huge long journey. They're dropped off by a slightly baffled taxi driver. And there he is having a fling with this woman he just met. And her name is Delia. So he's in this hotel. There's no guests. The reason being, well, it's Christmas. But all the staff are men. But it all seems perfectly comfortable. Actually, really, quite luxurious. But he gets around to leaving because he's got a job to go back to. But he doesn't quite actually leave. It just seems better to stay, and time drifts on, and things get a bit weird. It always seems to be winter. Christmas comes round again. So, weird stuff. And also you get stories told by some of these other characters, some of the other men who work in the hotel. So a little like fairy stories within the overall narrative. So they're having their nightly meals. They end with coffee with a little gingerbread man figure on the coffee cups, and you get these stories which they're oddly reflected in what's happening in the rest of the story, or is it the other way round? Anyway, no spoilers, because there's lots and lots of intriguing weirdness. So it is a horror novel. It's unsettling more than like jump scary, and there's no real gore, but there's this sort of unfolding mystery, lots of strangeness about memory and identity, and the sort of jeopardy of captivity and escape and stuff like that. And this hotel environment, so it's out in the wild, surrounded usually by snow, blizzards, bad weather, and it's big, old, and rather odd in its space. So it's got a bit of a sort of Shining type vibe to it as well. In fact, when I saw the author was called Joanna Corrance, I thought it was maybe a play on words of Jack Torrance, the author in The Shining, but apparently it's that is her real name. So anyway, yes, cut that bit out. So this might sound a little bit old school, some kind of evil woman who's captivated a load of men. All I can say is, my friend, read on, because all might not be as it seems. So really enjoyed that. I mean, clearly it would be great for a sort of seasonal read. I don't normally recommend books, but I would say if you're stacking up a TBR for spooky season, or if you like to read scary stuff over the winter holidays, this would be ideal. Haunt Publishing, I think they're a sort of a Scottish indie press, and I think it might be Joanna Corrance's first full-length novel. There's another one. There's another piece out that's a novella, which I haven't read yet. But I'll be watching out for her. So yeah, Gingerbread Men. Gingerbread Men. Okay. Back soon with something else.